Now that you have your circuit built, it's time to hook up an ammeter and a voltmeter, or a current and a voltage sensor, to measure the current and voltage we're putting across this resistor. See how I've got the cords wrapped around the gas jets right here? It just kind of holds it, otherwise they tend to flop on the floor. I would do something like that. Make sure that your power supply is off and the voltage is turned off before you connect anything. Otherwise, it could get hot or burn things up if you don't know what it's set at. So let's hook up the current sensor first. So here's our high current sensor right here. Notice that it has a positive and a negative side, so this needs to be where the current comes in and where it goes out. If you do it backwards, it'll still read it. It will just read it as a negative value. So my current sensor needs to come in over here because remember, this is the high side. The red represents the positive terminal of the battery. The current, which is the flow of positive charge, is going to go through the resistor and to the negative side. So this needs to be part of the path. I need the current to flow through the sensor here. So the key to doing this is to break the circuit open. I'm going to remove this wire right here, and I'm going to create a gap, and I'm going to place the sensor in this place so that it can measure the current coming in. So you'll notice I've got this banana plug end right here where I can plug the wire right here so the current comes in. And then I'll just need a second wire then to join my current sensor back to the resistor and complete the circuit. So I'll clip that in like that, and you can see now we have my current sensor as part of the path. The current comes down the red wire through the current sensor, and now we measure how many amps of current come through our resistor. Lastly, for the voltage sensor, it's a little plainer. It's just basically two alligator clips, and then the LabQuest itself is actually going to act to read the voltage. Notice that it also has a preferential positive and negative side, red for the high potential, black for the low potential. Rather than putting it in series, since a voltage sensor has infinite resistance, I'm going to place it in parallel. I'm going to come from outside, just like we did in the potential plotting lab, and I'm going to touch it on either side of this resistor. And so I can just use the alligator clip function to do that. I can clip the red on one side of the resistor and the black on the other side of the resistor. And so now my voltage sensor can plug into the LabQuest. It's ready to measure voltage. The current sensor is ready to measure current. I'm now set up and ready to go. Once I plug it into my LabQuest and open the logger profile, I can turn on the power supply and I can start collecting data.